it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are focusing in and zooming in on owning your clarity, owning your truth after enduring, experiencing, suffering the dysfunction of a narcissistic or a psychopathic relationship, and how to own a new blueprint, how to own a goal, how to own a new I am and a new feeling and a new heart and a new perspective and a new value system that really needs to permeate your being for having a clear vision and owning that vision and clearly describing and attuning to knowing what you want after suffering a narcissistic relationship. One thing I find most often with the aftermath of a narcissistic dysfunctional relationship with a narcissist or a psychopath is that people have lost track of their voice. They have lost tune with their reality. They have lost an alignment or congruence with their truth. They have violated themselves. They've violated their own boundaries. They've violated their own sense of morality, their own sense of integrity and justice. And so they have a deep inner wound that oftentimes speaks louder than their inner voice. They have they're coming from a woundedness rather than a place of internal strength. And that woundedness is really an aftermath of being really kind of going down the wrong path. Negative evaluation, negative assessment, negative choices, negative decisions. And eventually it comes to the point where, somebody wants to be very done with this. I'm just so done with this type of life, this type of people. It's no longer who I am. And so it's really emerging from an identity. And I've described here in my videos before that oftentimes, for example, people, an alcoholic who is addicted to alcohol. And some people can get through it very successfully and they're completely transformed and emerged and they're very sweet people after. They're better people when they're not drinking, but they are psychologically addicted to the physical, there's a physical weakness, an emotional, mental weakness that is part of that craving for alcohol that they then, view themselves as an identity. I am a drinker, or someone who is addicted to cigarettes. They are really, really stuck on cigarettes and, they have an identity. I am a smoker, and they can never envision themselves without a cigarette in their hand. They can't envision themselves without a drink in their hand. They can't imagine socializing without a drink. Whether it's wine, beer, hard liquor, etc., they have an identity that's caught up in that. And I really feel that part of the issue with healing is that you need to have a new vision and have a new emotion that is centered behind that positive vision for yourself. And realize that oftentimes subconsciously, people, and what is keeping them stuck or hindered or wounded is that they have an identity of this wounded person. Like, I am a victim. I am this wound. Like, they relate so emotionally. They're so attached to this wound. They're so emotionally hanging onto it that they can't really get beyond it. They can't see a vision of themselves beyond the wound. They're clinging for life to this wound. They're clinging for life to this hurt. This hurt has defined them for so long, and it's been reinforced and memorized in their body emotionally. It has an emotional electronic signature that is keeping them stuck. It is keeping them, in that place, and they're forever in that woundedness. And it could have been from back in childhood, decades ago, and it's like a time machine. It's like putting them forward. It's like in the future, it's like they think that they're like going to always be this person and they feel powerless over it. And it's really that becoming more aware subconsciously of this, what I call the inner vision that you have for your life. Because if you don't have a vision for your life, or create a cause for a new vision for your life, that old vision of your life, which was handed to you or, hit into you, or dragged into you by wounded people themselves who maybe projected a lot of hurt onto you, their stuff, and then you're like living out their baggage. Eventually comes a point to be where it's like, enough is enough. I'm not living your pain for you anymore. And I'm not trying to test you to see if I've passed the test for the trial that you've set up for me in my life anymore. I'm letting go of that trial. I'm no longer showing up for that trial every single day in my life. It's not who I am. And now I need to shed that, literally like a butterfly in a cocoon. They're two different entities, the caterpillar and the butterfly. The caterpillar has one identity. The butterfly, if you were to hold the two and two together, a caterpillar here and a butterfly here, they would look totally different. Transformation is very much the same way. Transformation for you looks very different than the person who you are today. You are not the person, you are not the cocoon, you are not the inchworm, you are not the caterpillar. You are something else. You are yet to go new places, feel different things, and have a new action in your life, a new feeling in your life, a new liberation in your life. Really, that is like the life of a butterfly, going from flower to flower and flittering around and feeling free and unhampered by this, straitjacket of emotional negativity. And the vision that you have for yourself really needs to say, I am not an alcoholic. I am not an addicted to these drugs. That is not me. I am not a drug addict. I am not, I am not a victim. I am not a supply source. This is not me. I am not getting physically beat up, and I'm not showing up for that role anymore. I'm showing up for my positive role, and I'm doing it consistently. I'm no longer going there. I'm not showing up for that negative role. I quit. I'm done. I'm not going there anymore. That is not me. That is not taking me anywhere. And whether, and you don't need to explain it to the narcissist. I think a lot of people get caught up in trying to explain it and hash it out and waffle it out, as a lot of people say, to the narcissist. The narcissist couldn't care less. They're kind of like, this person is so stupid for me to be, keeping them stuck. Any narcissist tends to then resent their supply. Any psychopath also tends to resent their supply that they eventually move on through. Every psychopath really feels every victim and every target is very stupid for getting sucked into their game. They don't have a respect for those people. And in fact, I've heard, psychopaths say, this person's life is ruined. Well, that's a weak person. If you're going to say that and you're going to calculate that and you're going to do that to them, that's just hideous and heinous, and that's criminal. That is criminal, and that's something that I don't want to be involved with. So really, when it comes to having a positive vision, just like, a psychopath is going to be a psychopath. They really are going to always be that way. Oftentimes, they cannot be rehabilitated. A narcissist also oftentimes does not see the error of their ways. They feel completely justified taking advantage of others. They feel completely justified insulting others and talking about them behind their back and saying, you're stupid, you can't manage this, you can't manage that. They feel very justified. They're not ever going to get off of their soapbox. On the other hand, those people who are empowered can have a vision for their life where they're basically doing something else, having something else, feeling something else, being something else more than that. And so that is a vision that you need to have for yourself, and it has to be very clear. And it has to be something that you feel, and it has to be something that you really want and you identify and relate to. And you need to call that vision up and be that vision, when the moment that you get up. You have to remind that of yourself and, re-memorize a new positive feeling. Memorize a new positive feeling in your life and live in that space. And that's why I talk about how important it is to have positive priming around you. Get rid of all the negative junk, feelings, items, shoes, clothes that you wore with this person, images that this person, pictures of this person, things that they gave you. Get rid of it. Get it out of your life. Get it out of your aura. Get rid of it. It is not serving you. It is keeping you stuck like a ball in a chain. It's literally like you're walking around you're dragging a iron ball through your days with this person, and step out of it. Take it off. Let it go and live a much lighter life. And I think a lot of people they have overcomplicated the situation, and they feel that their life is meant to be this complex struggle. And really, when they need to come down to the simplicity and get into the I am and those positive feelings and that positive definition for yourself, not the person that the narcissist is defined for you. Because if you oftentimes look at the pattern of the relationship, the narcissist or psychopath has defined a specific role for you, which you are unhappy in and is not the real you. So shed that, let that go, clear it out, emerge from it totally, and get that new vision of your life. The caterpillar or the butterfly. Where is your identity? Where is your vision? Where is your feeling? Where is your action? And where is your thought? Where is your behavior? And where is your radical transformation? Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and the support.